This is the show where we take your questions, your comments, your concerns, everything that you want us to talk about. We shout you out on the show if you have a statement or a question that we thought, hey, that's pretty good, that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna shout you out, guys. We're gonna talk about what you had to say on this weekend episode. It's Saturday. Is it Saturday? I'll get my days confused. Amy, how are you doing? I'm so confused. How's it going?
I'm confused now as well, but I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me.
Guys, like I said, this is the show where we answer your questions. So we're going to get to those right now. We're going to try to power through them real fast. Let's go. Let's get to the first one. What is the first question that's coming today?
We've been talking Superman a bit on the channel, and two Thomas K says, why not a new black hero that has more character development than just being black? So I'm assuming that's in lieu of a black Superman.
Yeah, I mentioned, I have a perfect example for that. I mentioned on this channel there's another character from the Milestone DC Comics universe from an artist whose name was Dwayne McDuffie. He passed away couple of years ago, but he rose to become one of DC's top writers, and he invented a comic book universe with all black superheroes because he felt like it was lacking in the industry, and DC absorbed it and brought that. Like, you might know the cartoon Static Shock. That was this most famous cartoon that's a part of it. There's a character named Icon who is his version of Superman. A alien from a dying planet crash lands on Earth, but he crash lands during the 19th or 18th century. I can't remember. He crash lands on Earth. The ship crashes. Its pod opens up. This woman finds it, and he says there's this alien looking creature inside of it. But to calm her down, this alien makes himself look like a babe, makes himself looks like this woman, like a baby version of this woman, and so all this woman sees is a little baby boy that looks like her, and then I forget to mention that this woman happened to be a slave in America. So this superhero grows up a slave, becomes a free man, and then later becomes a superhero named Icon. I feel like this character is very interesting.
Yeah,
and could become a movie.
Cooler than Superman's origin story. Like, that's more interesting and more complex. And I'm not saying I would mind if we had a black Superman, but I do see the argument of, like, why not make an Icon movie rather than make another superhero movie, another Superman movie, and
if not,
either would be interesting. But if those stories already exist, I think that's an interesting argument, and I'm curious what you think about that, because I've definitely heard that argument of, like, don't put black actors in roles written for white people, tell black stories. Right. I'm wondering how you feel about that.
I mean, I can agree to a certain extent, but I mean, Superman is not a white male. He's a Kryptonian, and a fictional character who happens to just look like what we considered a Caucasian male, but
what if you had Tom Hanks play Martin Luther King?
Yeah, that's always the counter to argument. Yeah, what if we had Tom Hanks?
That is true with fictional characters. If there's not a specific racial component, it's like.
I mean, people always want to make that argument about being traditional and sticking with, like, you know what? If we were to be traditional with Superman technically should be Jewish because his creators were Jewish. Yeah. But in a time and an industry that was controlled by Christian valued like white men, also, I
don't think Superman has religion, because he is, again, to be clear, an alien.
He's an alien, but he was adopted by a Kansas family.
But it's very important that he does believe in our Earth.
Exactly. Raised not. I mean, forget the fact that his father sent his son to save the world, just like Jesus. He is technically a Jesus-like figure. But not only that, but no, he couldn't.
But he also does believe in Earth Jesus.
But he has to believe in Earth Jesus. He couldn't be a being who was raised by a Jewish family, which I'm sure his creators would have been okay with. But they knew that they would not have that comic book would not have been published or greenlit back then when that. So. I mean, so people always talk about it being traditional and stuff like that. Like we're about to see the Snyder Cut where Superman wears a black suit. People are more okay with the fact that Superman is going to wear a black suit, something that Superman doesn't traditionally wear, but you can't have him as a black man. Like they never seem to. I mean, okay, I guess one thing isn't related to the other, but I mean, I don't know. He can wear a black suit, but he can't be a black man. That's how I feel. This fictional,
fine with any and all of the above.
This fictional character that does not exist. I mean, hey, that's one thing.
But he believes in Earth Jesus, right, Chris? It's very important to me.
But yeah, I believe.
Is this alien Baptist or Protestant? I need to know.
Hey, I mean, look, black people had to watch as people change the ethnicity of Jesus, but we can't change the ethnicity of Superman.
I was going to throw that in there, like he does.
By the way, I mean, look at the people that have existed for the last 200 years in Bethlehem and whatnot. They don't look like that blonde-haired Jesus. But anyway, I'm just saying. What's the next one?
Joel Mayberry asks, should Marvel replace Chadwick Bozeman as Black Panther with a random actor, pass down the title to someone else, or just not have another Black Panther?
Good.
I mean, we know what Marvel's doing.
I am a huge Black Panther fan. I feel like Black Panther should be recast. I have a person in mind, but there's not a lot of people support it. A lot of people don't. I don't. If they as long as they get a good actor, I don't care. But I feel like it does not. Chadwick Boseman was a great guy, but he should not have, or his legacy should not stop Marvel from recasting the character. T'Challa existed before Chadwick Boseman was even born. He should not have a stake or a claim to. That's like saying only Jack Nicholson could play Joker, only Heath Ledger could play Joker. We've had many Jokers, and we will have many Jokers. It would to me, it would honor Chadwick Boseman if someone else would take the baton and finish the story. That's just me, and I feel like Chadwick would agree to that, but you know. Marvel's trying to play it safe, in my opinion.
No, I used to, when the news first broke of his death and we were starting this discussion, I feel like I was a little more in the camp of don't recast it, find another way to do the stories. But the more we talk about it and the more I've heard differing opinions, the more I do really see. And again, I think Marvel already kind of has their mind made up, but I agree with you that like that should have been more of a passing of the torch. You
can't have the argument that black people aren't getting opportunities, and then when an opportunity like this for another black actor to play this character comes up, you deny them the opportunity. I mean, it's weird to me. Like there's so many black actors that are out there that could help, pass the baton and carry the baton and cross this character across the finish line. And they're like, now we're just gonna play it safe because we don't want to get bad tweets and bad emails. If the movie is good, people will forgive and will move forward, but they don't want to take the chance. I just feel like that's gutless to me, but that's me. All right, what's the next one?
Elliott R says, I agree too, but not John David Washington. He's a horrible actor and he's short. Nate Parker.
Elliott,
is that discussing?
That's the same thing we're discussing, right? Elliott, I put this in purposely because I saw that recently today, and I disagree. Look, you can't give me that argument that JDW, Mr. Washington, was it John David Washington, is too short to play T'Challa. He's 3 inches shorter than Chadwick Boseman, and he weighed 50 pounds more than Chadwick Boseman.
Also, movie magic. I feel like weren't like half. I feel like different people in like. Did Robert Downey Jr. have to like stand on a box or wear lifts at some point to look taller than Gwyneth Paltrow? Like, height. I don't know if he would be my first choice as an actor, but height I feel like is not the.
It's not a
not the impediment on screen that it would be maybe He's not. He doesn't actually have to save Wakanda.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool.
I know you don't like it when I go back and forth with some topics on the comment section, but I did have to push back a little bit on this one because Chadwick Boseman was like 6'2", 6'3", and JDW is like 3 inches shorter. Okay, that's fine. There's camera angles that
he's 5'9". I did just Google it.
Yeah, he's 5'9". It's fine. It's not that bad.
That's more than 3 inches though. Just math.
But John Washington has an athletic background. He's physically bigger than Chadwick Boseman. He technically physically, as far as his muscle mass, fits the character more than Chadwick Boseman. I'm not saying he's a better actor or anything like that. But him or anybody else,
we can put him in those little platform shoes.
Yeah, it would be fine. But I don't care if it's JDW. It could be any person as long as they're a good actor. I just feel like that T'Challa deserves his story to be told. That's all. I
agree with you on that. karldammann says, liked the title of that interview you had. Black Superman would add a different perspective to growing up with powers. Wonder where that came from.
Oh, you know where it came from, Carl. It came from you. That's why you're messing with me right now. He's like, I wonder where you got that idea for that video. It was from you. It was he said that having a black Superman would really, I don't know if I forgot it. I'm paraphrasing. I know you said like either redefine or define what it means to grow up in America with power. It reminded me of like season 1 of the Luke Cage series, being a black man that is bulletproof, because a lot of the like things like with Trayvon Martin and all of that things, that's all those stuff that was coming up in the news a lot where people were getting shot by police. So imagine if the police had to deal with a black man in Brooklyn who was bulletproof. They would lose their damn minds. we gotta frame him for something, because we just can't have him walking around. But I know that's what you meant by that. But yeah, thanks, Carl. It was a great phrase that you and I made it the title, I think, of last week's We Got Your Mail. So yeah. The credit is all yours, Carl.
It was an homage to your brilliant idea.
Exactly.
SynClaiR West said, I'm actually waiting on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I hope to see War Machine make an appearance on that show. By the way, Chadwick Boseman deserves the award.
Yep. What was that? We're talking about the Emmys that just happened. Yeah.
The Golden Globes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the Golden Globes. I'm sorry. Are you looking forward to? Did you finish WandaVision yet?
I did finish WandaVision. I really liked it.
Will you continue on to Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I will check it out. I am personally prepared. Well, hey, I am behind on some of my like Captain America stuff, so I feel like I will need maybe either watch some of those movies or like get a little refresher. But it looks cool. I like those actors a lot. I can see why it would be fun. It looks like a little bit more of just a standard like superhero action thing, which is less so my thing than something like WandaVision that was a little more experimental and funky would be. But I am not opposed, and I'm curious to see how people like it, and I will probably at least check out an episode or two. I feel like it's going to be like that buddy cop thing. I'm wondering. See, if they went hard into that. My thing with Marvel is like lean into any kind of like, this is our, really funny one. This is our really experimental one. This is our trippy one. And like, if they really did like a buddy cop sort of energy, this better be like trains, planes, and automobiles. What if it was like, what do you think? I would watch this. Like they're constantly bickering at each other. Yes, that'd be so fun. That would be great. I feel like it would be great. So hopefully, but it may be more like what, Winter Soldier was, like a spy thriller kind of a thing. But I also feel like with them two, I feel like a buddy cop thing is going to happen, because that's kind of what happened. They're both very, very fun to watch. And very funny. On Civil War, they had a good chemistry, so I'm hoping that it's going to continue on. All right, what's next? Cole TDB asking a question from Canada. Ooh, says, does your country call the movie Avengers Assemble, or are you normal?
yeah, we call it just Avengers.
Do y'all call it that in Canada?
I hope not. I think he's talking about these other countries where like they call it Avengers Assemble, and because some countries will have different names and different titles for certain movies, and
sounds like what I would call it, just like pretending I knew what I was talking about. The Avengers Assemble.
Like, you mean Endgame? No,
Avengers Assemble. That's the ticket. What's the one before that? I truly can never remember the name of that one.
Infinity War.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that, and then before that it was Avengers Assemble. No.
Yeah.
Not a thing.
That's the third one. The fourth Avengers movie is Avengers Assemble.
The fourth one was Endgame.
No.
Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War.
I didn't see Age of Ultron. I forget about that one.
So you don't know where Wanda came from? Oh, well, we know what your homework is going to be later. All right, what's next?
No. Screen Thrill at Screen Thrill on Twitter said, International Women's Day, what female character means the most to you and why?
I had to think about this one.
If you just say one you want to sleep with, I will leave the chat.
Oh, God. Damn it. What?
You can want to sleep with her, but that can't be the only reason you like her.
Winona Ryder. No.
It's not a character, Chris.
What character from a film that means the most to me? That's the thing. I've had all week to think about it, and I never really, either the bride from Kill Bill. I love that adventure that Uma Thurman took us on that, but didn't mean the most to me. Who made the biggest impact on me? You know what? Minnie Driver, for some reason, is burnt in my memory when she told that funny story to on Good Will Hunting.
Okay, I was like, you need to actually list a movie, or else the actress Minnie Driver does not count.
Actress Minnie Driver's Twitter.
Yeah, Minnie Driver in Good Will Hunting. Okay.
Minnie Driver Twitter feed. No, but in Good Will Hunting, it was like when she told this funny story to the guys, and when she was introducing herself as Matt Damon's girlfriend for the first time to Ben Affleck, and she won them over by telling this crazy story, and it was funny. I don't know why, but Minnie Driver, I feel like she doesn't get enough attention or work that she deserves. She's a great actress, and I wish she was in more things. I've reached out to her a couple of times on social media. She's such a nice person, and she responds back to a lot of tweets and stuff like that. So she's a great person. She's a person that's burnt in my memory. What about you? Who stands out to you the most?
Okay, I feel like this is...
Who is it that you want to sleep with?
I'm slightly embarrassed by this answer, but also I will stand by it, and I have a reason to back it up. So my favorite character when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Toy Story movies, and I loved Jessie in Toy Story 2, the cowgirl. And I loved her. I had all this Jessie stuff, shirts, and I had my Jessie doll I took everywhere. But when I grew up a little bit and I went back and I rewatched that movie, the way, and I know Pixar can have its issues with its female characters that they've slowly gotten better about, but the way they handle that character, I actually really love, because she's kind of awful at the beginning of that movie. She is, angry, and she is selfish, and she is trying to act in her own self-interest. And she's not particularly nice to Woody when she realizes that, he doesn't want to be sold off to the toy museum. And then you find out her backstory. But at no point is it treated like, oh, what a bitch. Not that they'd say that in a kid's movie, but she is allowed the same level of selfishness and flaw that Woody gets in the first Toy Story movie.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we rarely see in any type of media female characters treated with that level of nuance of they can be difficult, they can be headstrong, they can be selfish, and they can have good reasons for the way they're acting, even if it doesn't excuse bad behavior. But that level of just nuance, and she has PTSD and all these things that, looking back on it, I'm so glad like that was the character I grew up with, and ends up with Buzz, and at no point is it like, oh, that's, you know, it's like Minnie Mouse is Mickey's girlfriend, right?
Right.
Jessie is not Buzz's girlfriend. She's Jessie, who also ends up with one of the main characters in the franchise. And I feel silly talking about how much that meant to me, but in hindsight, I think that was such a formative character for me, and I'm really glad that that character was around for me to see that.
Like, she wasn't defined by being Woody's girlfriund or anything like that.
Buzz's girlfriend.
Buzz, yeah. I mean, Buzz's girlfriend, yeah.
Or like the
no, but again, no, Woody's.
No, she ends up with Buzz.
No, she ends up with Woody in part 3 or part 4.
No, that you're thinking of Bo Peep.
Wait, who are we talking about here?
Jessie, the redheaded cowgirl.
Oh, Jessie! Oh my God! I don't know why the whole time you're saying Jessie, I'm thinking of Bo Peep.
No, Joan Cusack's character, the redheaded cowgirl.
Yes, you're right. You ended up with Buzz. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, but you know what I mean? Like that she is like kind of selfish and awful through that movie, but it's never treated as like she's the worst. Like she has trauma and is trying to act in her own self-interest, and that doesn't make her a monster.
She was too much woman for Buzz. he couldn't handle that.
But yeah, I really anytime I like went back and watched those movies as an adult, I was like, I think this was really important for me to see as a kid, of like, you are allowed to feel your feelings as a woman, and that doesn't make you less like a great, you know, like everyone liked that character.
Yeah.
So I think that she's the one that I could think of a million more, but she's the first one that popped into my head, and that is something I will stand by, that like her being allowed to be awful.
No, you're right. Redheads are hot. What's the next one?
I hate you. Emma's Daisies on Twitter said, what if Meghan Markle played Meghan Markle on The Crown?
I loved that question. That would be the ultimate FU to the royal family.
Here's not to be a buzzkill.
Uh-oh.
They wouldn't do it, and here's why.
They would.
That show, I don't think Meghan Markle would do it. I don't think
she's an actress for hire. She might go back to work.
That would be a dumb move.
What? You think so? I would love it if she went back to work.
But I think she'll go back to work. I don't think she'll play herself on The Crown.
You think? I hope the MCU hires her to play like some character or something.
That's the thing too. At this point, if she's going back for the big.
For something big. So you don't think that if Netflix was like, come on, it'll be funny, it'll be great.
I think the backlash would be too severe, and it would be too kind of petty.
The maybe the woman who played her in that Lifetime thing.
There you go.
Maybe her again because she.
But here's why I don't think Netflix would even want to do it, because
it's too controversial.
And that show gets away with having a like level of, this is a fictionalized version of true events.
A dramatization, yeah.
Exactly. And if you actually had Meghan Markle on the show, I think it eliminates that sort of plausible deniability of like, we weren't in the room, we're dramatizing what we know.
The writers,
if Meghan Markle was reenacting dramatized versions of her own life, it would create this weird this is credible, this is how it happened, and I don't think the show
you're right that. You convinced me. You're right, because the writers would be handcuffed to her version, because it'd be like, we're going to tell, I know that it probably happened a little bit this way, but we're going to change it because this will be better on screen and blah, blah, blah. And Meghan would be like, no, that didn't happen that way. I'm not doing it that way. And it would be a big mess. You're right. So, yeah. I would love it for the pure drama to just make.
Oh, it'd be petty. It'd be Tom Petty, and I'd be here for it. But
make Piers Morgan's head explode a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%.
But you're right. Creatively, it'd be a nightmare. It'd be a logistical nightmare. But let us know what you guys think. Would you want it or not? What's the next one?
Thekeegshow on Instagram asks, Godzilla versus King Kong is coming March 25th. Thoughts on the matchup?
Thank you, the King. I am still trying to get him on this show, and to also get on his show. He does his collaborations mostly on Instagram, from what I can tell.
Instagram and Twitch. Check out Thekeeg if you like geek chat and fun times and very fun people. It's a really great show. Dimitri does great work.
Would you tell him that I'm not that bad of? Could you please convince him?
I'm not gonna lie to Dimitri.
Damn it, God. Anyway, but my answer is King Kong all the damn way. King Kong's gonna win that shit.
I'm going Godzilla. I'm going they team up
and we're fight. Cutting Amy's mic.
Based on nothing at all but my gut instinct, I feel like it's Godzilla.
I heard this girl on YouTube give this perfect argument for King Kong. Godzilla, when he have you ever seen any of the new Godzilla movies?
No.
Okay, so when
this is based on nothing.
No experience. No, this is so when Godzilla gets ready to shoot his like laser thing out of his mouth, he like warms up, like his tail glows from the tip of the tail, and it gets closer and closer, and it glows. The glow goes over his whole body, and then it shoots out of his mouth. And then this girl said this. I forgot what channel she was on. I'm so mad that I can't remember her name. But it was on TikTok. I'm sorry. She gave this perfect argument about how when Godzilla does this, he's stuck in the position that he's aiming in. Like he can't move when he's warming up. So King Kong.
I will say Godzilla got those opposable thumbs.
But so does a gorilla that make human.
No, I'm saying Kong has opposable thumbs.
Oh yeah, you say King. Oh, I thought you said King Kong. But when Godzilla's about to shoot, he's frozen and he's gonna shoot in one direction.
All right.
King Kong can duck that like the Matrix.
He's fast.
He's got opposable thumb.
He definitely gets dexterity points. I'll give him that.
And in the trailer, he had a damn axe. I don't know where he got it from.
That's horrifying. King Kong sized?
I feel like maybe he picked up a satellite dish or a tower or something like that, and he just tore it off a building and he swung it like a baseball bat.
Terrifying.
So King Kong all the way, baby.
Keep it 5-star on Twitter asks, WWE Network is on Peacock now. Okay, do our accounts merge? Can we still watch old content? Is the interface better?
No. What else? That's for the first question. No. Do our accounts merge? No. Can we still watch old content? Yes, I believe you will. And the interface is better. I don't know. I don't have Peacock.
Peacock's all right. I feel like I watched like a thing or two on Peacock.
It's not. It's not the free version of Peacock. You have to get the. You have to pay the $4.99 version. So at first, when I first heard about it,
Chris.
So the WWE Network costs $9.99. It's been like that for the past couple of years, and I felt like it was successful. But I think maybe the pandemic, maybe Vince McMahon thought, you know what, I don't want to be in this game anymore. He sold the rights to Peacock. Was that NBC? And at first I was like, oh, this is bad, because I felt like they were going to show the free stuff, the things that come on like regular cable. They show that for free, but the pay-per-views, I feel like they were going to charge for those again, like the way like Disney does the Premier Access thing. But I looked it up, and no, they're not. If you have if you have Peacock, if you're paying for their first tier or second tier, I forgot which tier it is, you get access to all of the things that they provide on their platform, and you get if you're a wrestling fan, you get all of the WWE Network stuff, just the way it is, and it's cheaper. WWE Network was $9.99. You get Peacock, you get this for $4.99, and you get all the extra stuff that Peacock is providing you. So it's technically a better deal, and I'm thinking about getting it now. At first, I'm telling you, they got me. I'm like, I'm borrowing my mother's WWE Network password, but now I might pay for Peacock. Yeah. So it's half the price and twice as nice. I just thought about that on the spot. But what do you think? Are you a wrestling fan? You're going to watch Peacock and WWE?
Certainly not enough to pay for it.
Do you have Peacock?
No.
Who's
I'm trying to think what I steal from my dad. I think we had some like free. I think we got like a couple days free of Peacock. I forget what happened. Yeah. I didn't use it.
I might get it now. I might get it because there's a couple of shows that I do want to watch that's only available on Peacock. Punky Brewster, but we'll see. But that's the show, guys. Thank you guys for all you guys who contributed to your questions to our channel for us to answer here on this segment. I appreciate it, guys. If you want us to answer your questions on the show, please send them in to us here for We Got Your Mail. You can put it in the box at t3medias.com/contact or add us at T3Medias for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, as long as that's still a thing. It's not getting canceled anymore. Super chats during our live stream, as well as streamlabs.com/T3Medias/tips, or you can sponsor us on Patreon. I appreciate you guys as always. I'm Chris Fagan. You can find me at Chris Fagan 1980 at Instagram and Twitter. That's right. And where can they find you if they want to find you online?
I'm at amy.n.newman on Instagram. I'm at amy_n_Newman on Twitter. Come say hi.
See, mine was easier and I should have remembered it, but my buzz is kicking in. Till next time, guys.
If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, why is that trending, or We Got Your Mail.